Good afternoon, traders. How are we? Welcome back to the live stream. Hope you are all well. Hope you're having a good trading week, guys. It's sort of middle of the week. So I hope you're having a good one. And we are going to do the following in this live stream. I am going to show you all the trades that I am looking at today and exactly when and how I'm going to trade them. I'm also going to show you a couple of trades that I am in as well. So we've entered 2 trades today, guys. Excuse me. And I am going to share them, plus what we're also looking at. We also, during this live stream, we have the budget coming out of the UK. So that is going to be a big deal for the pound. So if we go to the economic calendar, you can see at 1:30 we have got the autumn forecast statement, right? So yeah, that is a big deal. And I just looked at this today, guys, right? So what to expect in the budget. You know, you can't trade on what you think, right? But this is the things they're going to talk about: income tax, national insurance and VAT, the cost of living, property taxes, right? I'm sure you've all heard about this in the news: inheritance tax, pensions, right? So all of this will be mentioned in the budget. What that will mean for the pound, let's wait and see what kind of reaction we get to that. What else are we going to do, guys? We are going to take as many of your questions as possible. So literally ask me anything you like about trading. Yeah, so it can be about, strategy, money and risk management, psychology, trends, support and resistance, a day in the life of a trader, whatever you like, guys, we can cover it on this live stream. All right, so don't be shy. Yeah, come leave a question. Right, what else are we going to do? It's okay. What is going on here? Right, let's start, guys. Let's start with what I am looking at. And what I'm going to do, guys, is just bring your comments up here as well. So let's start with this trade here, Swiss franc, Japanese yen. Now, if you don't know this, guys, I put all of my trade ideas in the free Discord, right? So every day, here are my trade ideas. Okay, so in the free Discord, this is what I'm looking at: Swiss franc yen sells, euro Aussie dollar sells, euro Swiss franc buys, and pound Aussie dollar sells. And it just so happens I am in this one and I am in this one. So I'm trading Swiss franc weakness. Okay, now let's see why and how I got into these trades, right? So these are live trades. I haven't taken them during the live stream because the opportunity presented itself earlier, but it's still a trade, right? Now, Swiss franc yen, let's start with the day chart. Okay, and as you can see, guys, right, we have had this break here. So price had come up, was clearly in this uptrend. It was a little bit sideways, and then we've had this break, right? Now, this is arguably more a H4 break than a daily break. But ever since we've had this break, we've had a big bearish candle. Buyers offered very little resistance. Then we had sellers come in again, right? And we have this little bit of room back down potentially to this area of what was once resistance becomes support. Okay, so that is the daily chart, right? And that is telling me I can sell this market for that reason. Now I'm going to take a quick look at the weekly just to see if it kind of supports my idea. And yes, this is in an uptrend, but we're very overextended, right? And we got a bearish weekly candle. That's telling me potentially we do have a bit of a retrace, maybe down to here, maybe further, right? Before we can start becoming buyers again. Because one thing is definitely sure, I don't want to buy that weekly candle, right? So daily and weekly are in sync, shall we say, right? Daily is really what's important to me. That is my direction. But, I look at the weekly to not contradict that, right? And then, as you all know by now, right, I'm sure you've watched enough of these live streams, I'm going to enter on the H4 chart, right? So that's that level I was talking about on the daily, right? So H4 was in this uptrend. Okay, was thinking, okay, and you can see these highs never really broke, right? All these wicks in here closed back into these candles. And then, you know, if you ever see this with price, right? Price comes up, let's move this over a bit, right? So if you keep seeing this with price, right, you get a new high, okay? Price comes up and tests it and you get a big bearish candle, right? It's starting to tell you sellers are coming in the market. We get another dip down, it comes up again, right? And back at this level, just look at these candles. Look how they start to change and then bang, right? We're off. And now we are firmly in a H4 downtrend, right? No ifs and buts, right? We are getting lower highs, potentially here. We don't know if that's a high yet. And we're definitely getting lower lows. So lots to like, right? I'm very much interested in selling this. And that's what I did, right? Price came back to our smart river, which just look how many times price reacts at our smart river, right? It's part of our price action pro indicator, this river. And yeah, it's amazing how many times price reacts at this level, which is why we made that level. Right, and then at that level we've had a bearish H4 candle, and all I'm looking to do, guys, is get my 1:1, take it down to here, and here's my stop loss. So that's Swiss franc yen sells. I've also put an alarm in here, right? Because if we go to the H1, right, you can see how this level here could potentially become on the H1 a nice buying opportunity, right? So I'm interested to see what happens here, right? And if we start getting big bullish candles like this on the H1, even on the H4, I might just close this trade early, right? But if we see nothing but bearish candles, no reaction there, happy days, right? So yeah, that is Swiss franc yen sells. And then, as you know from the free Discord, the other trade I was looking at was Euro Swiss franc buys. Again, right, they're going to be similar because they're going to be based on price action, right? And price action is how you read a chart. I'm sure you've all seen enough YouTubers, right? And they'll give you a strategy like, when the 9 EMA crosses the 20 EMA, you enter. And you're like, why am I entering there for? You have no idea, right? You're just trading some moving average crossover because some YouTuber told you to. Whereas what I'm showing you is how to read a chart, and then you make up your own mind, right? I'm really quite, passionate about that. You have so many shit strategies out there. They're like, oh, I trade this, it works. It works. It probably doesn't work. And if it does work, it's not going to be suitable for everyone. But what is suitable for everyone is this price action. Right? Because knowing this, you can then make up your own mind about what you want to do with a trade. All right? It's so important you understand this. And guys, right, as I always say, if you want access to all, to my course that I've created based on this, plus all of your trading edge as well, psychology, money risk management, then go check out the website. You can also get access to the VIP Discord as well, which is subscription based. But again, you're just going to have all of this knowledge poured into it. All right. So go check that out. But this trade, guys, right, Euro Swiss franc buys. Now, as you can see, We were really in a downtrend still until yesterday's candle. And we actually spoke with Eugene about this. And I can see Eugene has just tuned in. Word up, Eugene. So this is where we're at. Now, as soon as it broke that high with this big bullish candle, it's in an uptrend. We're getting higher highs. You'll also notice that my magic pen works, which I am very happy about. This pen right here on TradingView should be burnt at the stake. It's awful. TradingView, make a better pen. But anyway, right, we're in an uptrend. We've got a nice big bullish candle, and really we've got a bit of room until we hit this next resistance level. But I'm not even looking to do that, guys, right? If we drop down to the H4, you can see that we was in this uptrend, right? We're back here. What was once resistance becomes support. We got a nice bullish candle off of that level. You know, this horizontal support and our river as support as well. That is double whammy, tip top A1 support, plus a bullish candle. Not super bullish, right? But a bullish candle, and entered on the close of that. Stops below here. Take price back up to here for my 1:1. Will I leave some profit to run? Maybe. There's probably a little bit more room in here to move into. So yeah, I'll probably leave some profit to run. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is, yeah, that is what I am in. And then the other trades you'll remember, guys. So back to the Discord, you can also remember I'm looking at these, you know, Aussie dollar pairs here, right? I'm looking to sell them. Now, pound, right? You know, we got the budget. Right, we spoke about it at the start, guys. You know, that could tear your face off if you were trading the pound. So leaving that one alone, let's have a look at Euro Aussie dollar. And this is what I want to see, right? You're probably thinking, Tom, why do you want to see bullish candles? Because I want an opportunity to get into this, right? So if we start with the day chart, you can just see it's this channel. It just keeps bouncing off this channel, but it's not breaking this high. You know how I explained with a close-up of my face and nose there, guys? That's a new feature we're going to do. We're going to do a close-up. Laughing at my own jokes. But you remember what I said, you know, if price stops making higher highs and you keep getting these big wick reactions, right? Then it looks like price wants to come down, right? Now, I'm interested in potentially taking this all the way back down to these lows here, right? If I drag this across. So again, guys, I'm just going to, you know, every time you tune in to the live stream, I'm going to give you all my trades that I'm looking at or that I'm in, and I'm going to give you the trades that I'm looking at as well, right? What's not to like? So let's drop down to the H4 now as well. Now, why do I like this bullish candle? Is because I want to retrace. There's no value here in me selling here, right? And this will probably be my target, right? These lows, that would be my first target. So what I want to see, right? This is my target. I want to see price, you know, it has broken that last low there. Now, I want to see price retrace, and then I want to see like a bearish candle, H4 candle in here, right? If I get that, I will too be entering Euro Aussie dollar sells back down to here. All right, guys. So yeah, that I've got an itchy nose. So that is everything that I am looking at, guys. And as always, right, if you want my exact entries and everything, right, firstly, come join the free Discord so that you get all my trade ideas, right? But also, you'll see in the VIP, I show you exactly where I'm entering entries, stop losses, take profits. So if you want all my trade alerts, you know, ahead of time, get involved, come join the VIP. Right, guys, let's see who's in the house. Let's take a few questions now. Before we do, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that notification button, and please smash the like button. Lots of thumbs up there. I'm going to have a quick drink. Right. Nicholas, how are you? Rodri, how are you? Fomaleko, how are you? Hello, sir. Can you please do a video or show how you use the Fibonacci retracement? So, Fomaleko, again, guys, right? You know, during the live stream, I'm going to show you my trade ideas. I'm going to show you what I'm looking at, right? And we can take a few questions as well. But if you want access to how I would use Fibonacci retracement, there is a tutorial in the VIP Discord. So go check it out, guys. Get involved. But we can talk a little bit about Fibonacci's. Luigi, hi. Brian, hi. Nero, hi. Nero wants to look at NAS 100 cells. Okay, we'll take a look at that. Eugene, how are you? Max is explaining, yeah, UK budget. Exactly, guys. Exactly what we were saying earlier. UK budget could tear your face off. And it, you know, normally I don't care about what is said. All I care about is the reaction to the pound, right? I'm not going to be in a pound trade, right? That would be suicide, or that would be gambling, right? But I normally just let the news come out. I don't care what is said, and then I see how the pound reacts. But this time I am interested, right? Because I have, you know, investment property in the UK, and I'm genuinely interested, right? So this is probably, you know, a bit of a piece of news that I am interested in and isn't just noise to me. Niraj, hi, how are you? Eugene wants to look at pound Swiss franc sells. Some young guy, I like your name. Okay, Max is asking about you. Okay, good, guys. We've got loads of questions coming in. Bitcoin. Now, we're going to start with Eugene because Eugene is in green, right? His name's in green, which means he is a supporter of the channel, right? And if you're a supporter, guys, we will prioritize your questions. You too can become a supporter. Why not? It's $2, I think, a month, right? You pay 1,000 times more than for Netflix, and that is a waste of energy and life. Anyway, pound Swiss franc. Looking to sell it. Okay, all right. So let's have a look at the daily. Yeah, now, Eugene, I hear you when it comes to this level, right? This is more of a weekly level, if you like, right? So let's go to the weekly. There is clearly an area of resistance here, and we are clearly in a downtrend, and we've clearly retraced to a nice level. So on the weekly, right, it's ticking a lot of boxes, okay? Right, it is that, you know, the one box it isn't ticking is the candle, right? That's quite a bullish candle, right? And obviously this is pound. We've got in just over 10 minutes, we've got the budget, right? But that is a nice level in anyone's trading textbook, right? Now, if you look at the daily, right, rather, not ironically, what's the right word? Don't know. But we are in an uptrend. That last, these highs in here have broke with that candle there. So just like I showed you with Euro Swiss franc, it literally just broke. The same is true here, right? This is just broken daily structure. And you'll see with our price action pro indicator, look how the river turns green, right? If you're not very good at reading price action, guys, come check out our indicator, right? It puts it all visually on the screen for you, right? So we've literally just got a higher high from these highs here. So very contradicting information. We've got a lovely weekly level that looks like a nice selling level, but we've literally just broken the daily highs. and we've got the budget. So I wouldn't even look any further, Eugene. I wouldn't even look at the H4. I'd just look at that and be like, no trade, right? So not interested in that at all. But yeah, thanks for the question. Who was also asking? So, right, we've got some young guy. What do you think about US dollar CAD? Do you think it's about to reverse or soar like the mighty Arsenal? Right, some young guy. I think some young guy was slagging off Liverpool the other day, but I like a bit of banter. So let's answer your question. And I hope Arsenal don't win the league. It is my brother's team, and I know loads of Arsenal fans, and I will not hear the bloody end of it if Arsenal win the league. So there you go. Hope you don't win, but let's have a look at US dollar CAD. So, you know, and I just want to say something. So, you know, some young, I've got to stop saying that, but some young guys, you know, and the question is, do you think it's about to reverse or soar? I don't think anything. What a glowing advertisement. But I don't, guys. That, you know, that kills traders. It really does. If you have an opinion on US dollar CAD, you think it's going to soar or you think it's going to drop like a stone, you already made up your mind. Whereas I don't trade like that, right? I'm going to trade what I see. I'm going to trade the facts of the chart, right? Now, if we start with the daily, the facts of the chart are this. We are in an uptrend, but we've stopped making, well, not stop, I mean, it's still time, but we are at a resistance level. So we're getting higher lows, higher highs, but we've stopped making higher highs. So that's a fact, right? We're in an uptrend. And then at this level of resistance, look at the wicks. The wicks are telling me there's selling pressure here, right? It's not what I think, right? It's what I'm seeing. So those two things, right? You know, you've got to ask yourself, do I want to buy it? Do I want to sell it? Okay, now I don't want to buy it because I don't want to buy into resistance and I don't want to buy into these wicks, right? Do I want to sell it? Not overly, because we're in an uptrend, right? And you can see prices come back to this level, right? Potentially these highs in here, it might be a nice H4 level. So, you know, could this come back up to here? It could, but I just don't want to be buying into all of that, right? So I don't want to sell into this support and I don't want to sell into our smart river, right? And I don't want to buy it because I don't want to buy, and I don't want to buy it either. So to answer your question, you know, reverse or soar, I will let the chart tell me. So if we get a nice big bullish candle, let's say we get a candle like this, we get another one like this, right? We're still not sure, and then bang, right? We get a nice big bullish candle that breaks these highs, then I am like Canadian dollar is a buy trade and it could soar. Then I'm interested in buying it, right? You know, perhaps a retest into here and then we come higher, right? So that's what I'd wait for. I'm not interested in this. Yeah, I'm just not. And then alternatively, is it going to come down? Now, you know, you could be seeing a double top, right? And then for a double top to play out, you need to see a break of this low here, right? But like with all chart patterns, it's a structure break. Doesn't matter if that's a double top, a head and shoulders, a bim bam booby booby. You know, these names are irrelevant. It doesn't matter. But what I do care about is a break of those lows, right? If we get that, retest, then I'm interested in selling. So that's how I will trade. That's how I look at the market. And that's price action. That's reading a chart, guys. All right. All right. So we've got another interesting question here from Max. I like these questions. Why do you prefer one currency pair over the other? So Max is saying Euro Aussie dollar. So I said I like Euro Aussie dollar. And then Max was saying, don't you like Euro New Zealand dollar more? Now, this is important, right? Now, you remember earlier on the free Discord, I show you all my trade ideas, right? Where are they? Tom's daily trade ideas. That's me, right? Now, Euro Aussie dollar was a sell trade. Now, why wasn't Euro New Zealand dollar a sell trade? Is basically what Max is asking, right? And it's because of the runaway New Zealand dollar, because we had the interest rate earlier, right? If we go to the economic calendar, right? Now, the interest rate come out as expected, as it usually does, but whatever was said in this press conference led to almighty New Zealand dollar strength. So when I wake up in the morning, right, and I see, so basically when I wake up, I see price, it was down here somewhere. I'm seeing a candle like that. And I'm just saying to myself, right, it's just not a trade idea for today. That's all I'm saying. It's not that I don't like Euro New Zealand dollar sells, but it's just not a trade idea for today. And it might not be a trade idea for tomorrow, right? If this level holds through here, right, you can see that this last low and this area is a very important area, right? So if this wick finishes like this and holds on to this level, I'm still not interested in selling Euro New Zealand dollar, right? And I wasn't interested today because of interest rate and, it flies off and price can just act a bit strange that day when you have such big, crazy moves. But if we got a candle, let's say on the back of that Kiwi strength, let's say we got a candle that finished like this, right? Red candle. It's probably the best candle I've ever drawn on YouTube so far. And excellent coloring in, I think you'll agree. I think a 3-year-old could do better. But yeah, get a break. And then if we start pulling back into here, or even these last lows here, then I'm interested in selling Euro New Zealand dollar, right? But it all depends on today's candle for me, right? Let's have a look at the H4 because it's at a really interesting level. So, will it react here? Will it react here? Let's see. Again, wait for a bearish candle. But to be honest, guys, I'm going to be looking at this trade tomorrow. It wasn't a setup for me today, but it doesn't mean I don't like Euro New Zealand dollar sells. I just got to see what happens. So yeah, but good question, Max. I like that question. Guys, while we're at it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. Before I take more of your questions, also, please look above my head. It's a wonderful haircut. I'm only joking. We're not interested in that. We are interested in the website, guys. So if you go check out the website, www.simply-forex.com, on there you can get access to all of our premium trading education, right? So you've got the course that I spoke about, you've got the VIP subscription, you've got the indicator. It's all on there, guys. Go check it out. Take a look for yourself. Also, guys, please come join our trading community. Why wouldn't you? It's free. You can share knowledge, have a chit chat with other traders, come join our free Discord. And then finally, guys, today's live stream is brought to you by Pepperstone, a world-class leading broker. And if you sign up with them today using our link, we will give you free VIP Academy access and we'll give you a free Essential Trading View subscription. What the hallelujah? What the hell is not to like there? Another extreme close-up of my nose. So go check it out, guys. All the links are in the video description. Right, Niraj is in Euro Swiss franc longs. I'm already in it, Niraj. I've already done the analysis. We are already in this trade. Not liking. Oh, okay, no, that's okay. Yeah, so yeah, I'm already in this Euro Swiss franc buy trade. I'm also in this Swiss franc yen sell trade. Yeah, you know, I'm going to keep an eye on the next H4 candle. You know, I want to see bearish candles. I want to see top wicks, right? As long as there's no candle that says, you know, get out now, right? Then, yeah, let's see how it rolls. But yeah, like both of those trades. So Niraj, we went through Euro Swiss franc earlier. I'm in it. Okay, this is, I cannot say your name. I'm going to try. This is Soparaka Chakawayang Neg. I apologize profusely for the piss poor pronunciation of your name. But yeah, first time joining. I'm loving it. Gracias. You are very welcome and thank you for the kind comment. Max, New Zealand dollar cut was the latest cut. So I was expecting that bullish and New Zealand dollar reaction and it hit. Yeah. So yeah, you know, it's who knows what's going to happen with news, right? Even when they're as expected, right? The interest rate is often as expected, but the press conference is what makes shit go wild, right? And that's what we saw with the Kiwi. Okay, and then we got this. So Brian wants to look at Bitcoin. Let me just take a quick look at Euro Aussie dollar. All right, so I'm like I say, I'm still interested in this, but I'm not interested in selling this candle. Right, let's have a look at pound pairs actually, because we have just had what's her name? Reeves, this lady. Yes, we've just had Reeves start her speech. She's not very liked in the UK because she keeps changing her mind. But initial is pound weakness, right? Let's have a look. Yeah, that's pretty much pound weakness, pound weakness, pound weakness, pound weakness. So whatever's said thus far is leading to pound weakness, but she'll still be talking for a little while, guys. So we'll keep an eye on pound pairs. Who else have we got in? No, so we're going to look at Bitcoin. Brian wanted to look at Bitcoin, right? So Brian, this one is for you. Bitcoin. It's up here. Alphabetical order. B. Work it out, Tom. Let's go to the daily. Now, we spoke about Bitcoin the other day. Let's get rid of this. That's that shitty pen. This is in a free fall, right? Absolute free fall. Bitcoiners are not happy right now, right? This is that point where you think, you know, the Bitcoin people I know get greedy, right? I don't know many. I know a couple that trade it, right? And I'm like, it's at 125 and it's hitting the last previous high. I would take some profit, right? And they're like, no, it could go up to 500,000. I'm like, yes, it could. It could also drop like a stone, so take some profit. Bang, right? Take some profit. You know, I know a lot of the time Bitcoiners are holding it on for the long term, but still have a bit of a strategy there, right? If price comes back up and touches the previous last high, it's at a really nice, you know, it's been flying, right? Since April, right? It's been absolutely flying. Take some profit. right? Take some profit. I know, and this is not hindsight. I would have took some profit here. If it goes up, no problem, right? You could add to it here. But then every now and again, like the indices, you're going to have a big sell-off, right? And then if you took some profit here, reinvest it down here, right? That's all I tell my mate. He's a, you know, like an amateur stocks guy, right? He's like, oh, it's going to go up and up. I'm like, it will in 5 years, but take some profit, reinvest it, take some profit. And it's the same with Bitcoin. That's how I think Bitcoin should be traded. Not so much intraday, because it's quite dependent on, you know, if, you know, is America going to become the next Bitcoin center? 1 minute is, 1 minute it isn't. It's too susceptible, right? But technically, you know, it's in a free fall, and this level down here, right, between 75,000 and 80,000, this has got to be a good level for start looking for buys. If you're not in the Bitcoin mania right now, right, I'm not really a Bitcoin trader, right? But technically, if you are wanting to get in, you know, you couldn't wish for a better in, right? Now, you can see this level, right? If price comes down to here, you know, buy it, right? I would start buying. Now, if it breaks this level, it just, you know, never say never, but it's so overstretched, right? And this is a key level. So it would take something almighty to break that level. And, you know, not technically, it'd be something fundamental, geopolitically, whatever, right? But yeah, this is a lovely buying level. Would I want to sell it back down to that level? No, right? There's no value in here. Yeah, but I would become a Bitcoin buyer in here between 75 and 80,000. So yeah, Bitcoin's an interesting one. You know, it was interesting at this 100,000 level. Right, price had come down. We're thinking, right, are we getting the bounce off? It's such a big psychological level, and price was like, don't care. So there you go, Brian. Hope that helps. KK Visuals, hi, new in here. KK Visuals, you are very welcome. We welcome new punters, so welcome to the show. CJ, how are you, mate? I always feel like I should tell CJ what I had for lunch. What did I have for lunch? Can't remember. Right. The market seems to be moving sideways currently. What's your thoughts on Euro US dollar? So, all right, let's have a look at Euro US dollar. Where are ye? I can't find anything. There we go. Euro US dollar. Now, okay, let's keep continuity, right? Now, start with daily, right? Now, there's a few things here, right? And this has happened a couple of times with Euro, right? Because if you look at price coming down, right, this low here is interesting. It is, right? Because, you know, you're thinking, is this the start of a new higher low? You know, I would really want to see price break that low before we start selling again. Breaks it, we could start selling. And the same's happening now, right? We're in this downtrend, but is that a new higher low? This is the thing that's tricky here, right? We're definitely getting lower highs. That's not in doubt. But are we starting to see higher lows? Now, really, the definition is we are in a downtrend. Even at that point there, we were still technically in a downtrend, and we should be looking for sells. Look, and you just see our price action pro indicator. It's just nothing but sells. Look at the river. It's red, right? So it's in a downtrend. But these lows they will put doubt in your mind. And rightly so. You should be aware of these things. So the daily's a little unclear, right? I'm ultimately a Euro US dollar seller, right? But I don't want to start selling now. I definitely don't want to sell that big bullish daily candle, right? So it's not a sell today, right? What if we started getting bearish candles in here? Then okay, I think we could start selling, but I'd only be aiming for these lows. So let's have a look at the weekly to try and make a bit more sense of it. Now, you know, it's scruffy, right? That's the first thing to say. I mean, just all this price action in here, it's not really definitive highs and lows, is it? It's all a bit, yeah. That's a technical term as well. Yeah, right? It's just a bit shit is the word, right? Now, yes, we are in a weekly downtrend because this candle broke these lows. And yes, we do have a big bearish weekly candle. So again, this is playing into euro US dollar sells. So ultimately, daily and weekly are telling me that I am a seller. But there's no sell for me today, right? Yeah, it's a tricky one, euro US dollar. And what I mean, just to make it trickier, look at the dollar index, right? Again, I spoke about this in my weekly forecast. So guys, please check out the weekly forecast every Saturday, right? I show you an overview of the market. So check that out, right? But all I was talking about was this $100 level for the US dollar, right? We're clearly in an uptrend, right? Clearly, but we're back at these highs, right? Now, because we're in an uptrend, I'm still bullish US dollar, right? Like I was with euro US dollar, I'm still bullish US dollar. I'm still wanting to sell euro US dollar because nothing's telling me to the contrary. But, you know, I mean, this is a big gap down, right? But, you know, do I want to keep buying into this $100 level? No, I don't, right? Now, two things can happen here, right? Perhaps we get this and we end up getting a breakdown, right? If we get a structural breakdown on the dollar index, I become bearish dollar, right? Again, I don't have any preconceived concepts. I'm not, you know, thinking, oh, the dollar will do this, the dollar will do that. I mean, you've only got to go on CNN and look at all the bloopers. Yeah, you know, I used to have Bloomberg, right, in when I was on a trading floor, and you could see it, and all that crappy noise about US dollar, euro would just mess up so many good trades for me. And ultimately, it's just them predicting what may or may not happen. Right? So don't listen to all that noise. And you know, they say CNN, you know, expert or whatever, you know, it's just crap, right? If I had a pound for every time said I'm bullish euro and then some news comes out and the euro's tanked, you're like, why did I listen to that guy? But if you just rely on the facts of the chart, and this is what I'm showing you. So I'm not interested in US dollar right now because of what I explained. But if we get a structure breakdown, I'm interested. I'm a US dollar seller. Alternatively, right, if we start getting a break of this $100 level and this uptrend continues, I'm a US dollar buyer. I'm bullish US dollar, right? So let that guide you. But because of this situation we're in an uptrend into this 100 level, the US dollar might be a little bit tricky to trade until we get a clear direction, right? We either get a break of that 100 or price starts breaking down and then we can trade it. And guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash the notification button and smash that like button. Please go check out the things above my head. And yeah, I hope you have a great trading week, guys. Please come and tune in again tomorrow, same time. We'll do more of this. I'll show you all of my trades, what I'm looking at, and we'll take as many of your questions as possible as well. All right, guys, until tomorrow, see you then.